Much Cypress Hill. Right.
I'm pod. I like beans.
Good morning, Richland County. This is Commissioner Darrell Banks along with Commissioner Tony Vero and our Stacy Crawl, Rachel Troyer from Central Purchasing, Adam Gove, our engineer, and Kevin Bird is here today. And there's a young lady in the back. Would you introduce yourself, please? Thank you. Is Carl online?
Yes, and Sarah Coon.
Okay, online we have Carl Hunnell from Richland Source and Sarah Kuhn. And also in the media, we have Greg Kale. So first thing on the agenda is to approve the Columbia Gas easement.
So moved.
Second that?
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Vero?
Yes.
And next is Central Services, Sourcewell UPS contract. And Rachel, we need some help explaining this.
Yeah. Well, it's been trial and error with this. As you know, we are now processing our own mail, so our own postage. And there are times that we have a package. Mainly clerk of courts, they do a lot of larger packages to like the Supreme Court and stuff. And that is when we have to utilize UPS to get it to, because they're just too large. They're large packages. So we'd set up an account, Heidi and I did, for UPS. And unbeknownst to us, UPS is very tight with the way you pay, how many days you have to pay, and you start accruing fees after that. We didn't realize that, and it's not clear at all when you set up an account. It really isn't. So I started researching and I found that Sourcewell has a contract with UPS, so that would avoid the fees, including check fees. They don't want you to send a check. You send a check, they charge you $25 for processing it. Well, then if you send another check, then it's another 25. So it could go on and on and on. So we're avoiding this by going with the government contract. I did reach out to Andrew. He did review and approve the Sourcewell agreement. And what he asked was for the commissioners to authorize that I sign or do the DocuSign, because everything is, of course, electronic agreement on behalf of the board. And this is just to save those fees. We still realize that we have to pay within 7 days. We've set up a procurement card specifically for postage. We did use my procurement card originally just to be able to get things moving, so we would stop accruing all of these fees as well. So, but at least right now we're zero with UPS, and then we'll move on under the government program.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that. Have you been paid back?
I'm not worried about that.
No, I don't think you should have. We'll worry about that later.
You know how to do that.
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Vero?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Rachel.
you, Rachel. Okay, we'll go on to other since the engineer. Well, that's before we're gonna talk to you, Adam.
Lucky us.
Yeah. So can we get a motion to approve the requisitions?
So moved.
Second,
Banks?
yes.
Commissioner Vero?
Yes.
Hey, can we approve the weekly transfer and additional appropriations request?
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks?
yes.
Commissioner Vero?
Yes.
Okay, authorize advertising for the jail kitchen project.
Just confirm, I know there was some conversation I had with Josh and Stacy this morning. We're still happy with the timelines for the project and the mobile kitchen running into the winter.
It's going to be close. However, equipment that we want to buy has already went up 50% since we started this project. And with possibilities of other expenses going up and all the work it has taken to get the mobile kitchen, there's been an awful lot of work done, a lot of hours put into that. And I have a fear that if we don't do it, next spring, we'll have to start all over again with that, and it's just paying, engineers and Josh and time to investigate that. I would recommend that we authorize the jail kitchen project to be advertised.
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes,
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
okay. And can we authorize the travel for the engineer's office for bridge conference?
We have 360 of them. We better.
Maybe this is a bridge too far, this request.
Hey, 360.
So moved.
Aren't you glad you don't live in Pittsburgh?
You might want to live in Pittsburgh.
He may be thrown.
that
in
There's a lot
300
of conferences.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Is that
Okay,
360 bridges or 360 conferences?
Bridges.
Bridges.
Okay, authorize the closing of child support for training and luncheon.
That would be on August 17th, 2026. So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Okay, approve the genetic service maintenance agreement for jail.
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Authorize advertising for maintenance repair worker.
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Approve parking lot license agreement with OSU.
So this is for our sheriff's office to utilize a big parking lot for deputy training,
That is correct.
in case anyone asks. So if Adam wants to go do some figure eights and donuts,
In a dump truck.
in a dump truck or snowplow. Motion to approve.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Okay, approve Tyler Technology amendment for the sheriff's office.
And all this does is Ontario had initially thought that they may want to utilize Tyler Technologies for various reasons, I guess. They're not going to be a part of Tyler, so that's all this amendment does. So motion to approve.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Authorize use of front lawn on September 12th. Silent watch. Done this in the past and I'd like a motion, please.
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Vero,
Yes.
Okay. Approve Longview lease with North Central Ohio ESC.
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
And can we approve the utility permit application from Columbia Gas for work on Pravonia Road Test?
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
We approve travel for clerk of courts title committee meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
9:38. Believe we have to go into recess unless you have anything else, Tony. 9:45. You'd like to say anything, this would be the time to do it. And state your name again,
Okay, my name's Carly Calloway.
and you are a Richland County resident.
Been in Mansfield for 3 years now, and I came from Mishawaka, Indiana. And there we do recycling, mandatory recycling, and we don't do it here. And I've been picking up trash on the street every weekend. I go out with trash bags and gloves, and I did it in North Lake Park as well, and there's so much trash and recycling everywhere. And I would love it if we started to make recycling a mandate for every resident, every house, every business in Mansfield. And I think that we need to put recycling bins, recycling dumpsters, and like recycling cans outside or on every sidewalk street, because there's trash everywhere and it's embarrassing. I don't want my sister to even come visit me here because there's so much trash everywhere. And it's our home, so why does it look like that? And if there was cans available, people wouldn't be throwing things on the street.
So I will do my best to answer your question. So The city of Mishawaka, that was something the city itself enacted, okay? I know the state of Indiana doesn't have mandatory recycling.
2008 is,
The city itself, not the state, right? I want to be careful. We can't impose a mandatory recycling law upon the city of Mansfield. Okay? We don't have legislative authority as commissioners. The city of Mansfield, similar to the city of Mishawaka.
go to the city.
Right.
I just wanted to come see.
Yeah. That's not to say they will or won't consider it. But again, that is something that the city itself considered, while the state of Ohio, which would, or Indiana, right, it'd be their state legislatures. That's something they could entertain as well. But I can't just say, okay, we as a county are going to make Mansfield have a mandatory recycling
I
program.
mean, I've looked into it, and since 1988 here, it's been something of an issue that they started. And that's almost 40 years to not have curbside recycling as it's an option. It's not mandatory. And there is multiple counties and multiple cities that have made it mandatory. And I just wanted to try to help out because it is something that, it's our environment. Plants grow through that when it's out there. So why do we want that? If you were a tree, you probably would wanna stand up and leave if you were a tree, wouldn't you? If there is trash all over your home, it's ridiculous that it's all out there. And I've seen the trashmen drop stuff and not pick it up. So let's all work together and do something about our home.
So there is another distinction, and I'm not saying theirs is better than ours, is the city itself is somewhat involved in Mishawaka with picking up garbage and waste. That is not the case in the city of Mansfield. It's privatized residents.
It could be part of a mandate. I've read that too, is that if you mandated it to be one, it would have to be one service that was also a community service.
So that would be an ask of the city, and I'm not going to speak for the mayor, of course, but for the city to add another department or to figure out how to have or to be involved in municipal waste collection, that would be a pretty serious undertaking. So it's not to say they could or couldn't. But I certainly, everyone on council is very friendly and helpful. So I might recommend reaching out to, now you said you live in the city? Okay, so I would reach out to your ward council person or an at-large council person to start. I'm confident they'll respond back to you. If not, I will absolutely help you make that connection and start that conversation.
Okay, thank you.
You got it.
And another if you only had one company or the city doing it, there'll be more money involved too.
It's weird though, because it's water, waste, sewage, electric, gas. In Mishawaka, it is electric, sewage, waste, trash, water, one company. Here, it's 5 different people you have to pay every month. It just makes no sense to me.
Well, it certainly helps with cost though, and I know we're running tight on time. I think there are some people who would like having options. So it's just a difference in governance.
And you're making trash, recycling, and water a competition. Why are you doing that when everyone needs that service? For where you get your water, your trash, your recycling, they have to compete against each other. So why do you need to do that when everyone does that? Everyone pays those bills. It's like taxes and debt. Everyone pays, so you have to pay for that. So why do we have people charging more for each when it should be one service?
Cities where I would start.
Okay.
You want to just come on up, Adam? You gotta wait till 9:45 here, so give us a second.
You would pick up the busiest agenda we've had in 10 years to bring up 3 or 4 things. We could count on that.
I wanted to be efficient. try to get as much on here as I could while I was here, so.
Just a regular engineer.
Okay,
9:45. Go right ahead, Adam.
All right, first up, we have awarding of our asphalt resurfacing for this season. 2 weeks ago, on July 9th, we opened bids for our resurfacing for 2026. And this project will resurface approximately 4.1 miles of roadway, that being on Middle Belleville Road between Orchard Park and Hanley, and then Reinhardt Road, northeast of Belleville. And we received, I believe it was 2 bids, Kokosing Construction here in Mansfield with a bid of $650,587.15 was the apparent low bidder. The engineer's estimate for this project was $618,091.70. So their bid is about 5% over our estimate, but can still be awarded based on the law of being able to award up to 20% over the engineer's estimate. So they've met all the requirements of the bid, and I would recommend awarding the contract to Kokosing.
So moved.
I'll second it with a comment that we'd appreciate it if the Kokosing wouldn't do this the same time that they've got 13 closed there, we're backed up to the first traffic light on 13, trying to get out of the Belleville the other.
All right.
I know ODOT's not involved, so maybe we could get that. Yes, I second it.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes.
And go right ahead.
All right, up next, I have a resolution to approve another asphalt resurfacing project. So we applied for a grant through the County Engineers Association earlier this year. We did receive that grant to pave 11.6 miles of county roadway. That would be on Pleasant Valley Road, Pleasant Hill Road, a portion of McCurdy, and then a portion of Hanley West Road. So basically, this is just authorizing us to accept that grant and to allow me to sign those agreements with ODOT. ODOT will administer those funds for the project. It is a fiscal year 31 project, so we are hoping for construction in calendar year 2030, after July 1st of 2030. We will have to patch and hold these roads together until that point, but so just asking for that, approve that authorizing legislation.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes.
And then lastly, we have a consultant agreement to design bridge replacements on 2 roadways. That'd be Rock Road and Lost Run Road. We did advertise and receive letters of interest. After reviewing 5 LOIs that we received, we negotiated with DLZ Ohio to come up with a price, and they've proposed a design fee of $201,319. That's their base fee, and there is $4,660 additional if authorized fees for those design services for those 2 bridges. They have signed the consultant agreement, which has been delivered to you. And I would recommend approval of DLZ and the agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes.
Okay, it is 9. You got one more?
No, nothing until salt, but unless there's questions.
Anybody have questions? Mr. Kale, do you have any questions?
Rock Road, so you're gonna eventually be advertising for bids to replace stuff?
Correct. Yeah, we are just in the design phase. We're hoping they can get these 2 bridges designed out for bids next spring, summer placement.
That's it.
Carl, do you have any questions?
Yeah, just a couple. Adam, on the stuff that you're doing in calendar year 2030, how big was that grant that you got?
They are covering 80% of the costs. I believe it was $2 million project or close to it. So they're covering 80% of that $2 million.
Was that through, then that was through the County Engineers Association of Ohio, you said?
Yeah, it's a federal grant that's administered by ODOT, but it's money that is pulled out by the County Engineers Association.
Um, and yeah, answer my own question. Never mind. On the resurfacing project, you said you had two bids. Kokosing had the lowest. Who was the other bidder?
Shelley and Sands,
What was their bid?
$659,453.15.
And when do you anticipate that work will begin and be done by?
We don't know that yet until we finalize the contract and we have a pre-con, we'll have a better idea. I would expect it'd be in the fall, September, possibly October, unless they have something open up that they want to get it in earlier.
Someone who drives Middle Belleville, I'm very curious about that because, well, right now I can't get to Middle Belleville because downtown's closed. So, but that's a whole nother story. Let's see. On the bridge design contracts, 201-319, do you have an estimate for what it's going to cost or to actually do the bridge replacement, or you won't know that until after the design work is done?
I do. I don't have it with me, but those were part of a OPWC grant. I believe it was around 600,000 or 700,000 for the actual construction of those two bridges, but I can get you those numbers if you want them.
Yeah, if you could just email them or text me either one.
Okay.
And that's an OPWC grant you said that's
Correct.
what's the percentage breakdown on that one?
I believe that one was a 50% grant, so they're covering 50% of the construction. They will cover part of the design costs as well.
All right. That's what I needed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's 9:52. We will be in recess till 10 o'clock. We come back for bid openings for the rock salt. It's 10 o'clock. We are back in session and we are going to open the bids for the rock salt for the 26-27 winter season.
I have Cargill of North Olmsted, Ohio. Have 18,280 a ton, Adam. Right. It says, come on.
Read 100 or
182.
18,280.
Sorry. Oh, that's our quantity, so they did
Oh,
not
I'm sorry.
fill in.
They didn't even fill in
So they just sent those back. Blank.
it looks like. They
You
didn't,
ain't gonna like mine then.
Yeah.
am I looking at that right?
Yeah.
Why would they do that? Okay.
Well, would you like me to read Morton Salt or Compass Minerals? They both say the same thing. Thank you very much for submitting to us your input. Right, however, effective fine, and same with both of them.
So we have no bids.
Correct.
I love this. I'm gonna send you the bid back. That seems to be real efficient. Hey Cargill, if you're listening, just don't respond to the bid.
Where does that leave it? Or do I wanna ask?
So leaves us in quite the predicament currently. As I was talking about earlier, the state, we participate in both the state contract and our county contract. The state put out a bid earlier this summer. 18, on their first bid, 18 counties did not receive bids through the state contract, and Richland County was one of those. The state bid those 18 counties again a second time, picked up 6 additional counties through the second bid, all in the east part of the state of Ohio. Richland County, as well as our neighbors, Ashland, Morrow, Knox, did not receive a state bid on that second bid as well. So currently we have no salt through the county contract and no salt through the state contract.
Nice.
Have to look at other options. I don't know what those are at this time, but I'll be working with the state and maybe some other counties to come up with something. Of those 6 that were picked up in that second bid, they ranged from $135 a ton to $163 a ton. So it is about 3 times, almost 3 times what it was last year. So at this time, I don't have any good answers other than they want to expect some poor conditions on the roadway, on county roadways here this winter. We do have some on hand, but not enough to get us through a full season, so. Any other?
Any idea what, how much percentage wise from what we had last year? That we have now?
We used pretty much everything we ordered last year, but we had some on hand before that as well. So I think we're probably around 1,500 to 2,000 tons on hand right now.
You did the bid with,
We used probably 5,500 last year. We can hope that this El Nino is a super El Nino and winter's nice and warm and we don't have to use that much salt.
is there a rationale behind not bidding counties? Is it a supply issue? They don't have enough supply to go around, or?
Honestly, I don't know. I would assume that's part of it, but I mean, last year we did use more salt than the previous probably 3 to 5 years. But it wasn't out of the ordinary. It was closer to an average winter of 10 years ago. So I don't know if they're having issues with finding enough salt to get to everybody in the state or what, but I'm concerned and have some questions, I guess, and hopefully we get some answers from some of the salt companies as to why they're not able to bid.
And I know that Morton Salt Mine is up on the Grand River. I think it's up near Ashtabula in that neck of the woods.
Mhm.
Do we just not have supplies in Ohio or other suppliers, or?
Again, I don't know exactly where all the other, there's 4 major salt companies that have provided salt to the state. But I don't know exactly where all of their salt comes from.
I can remember videos on television of them mining, the one you're talking about, and having trucks lined up. And they couldn't get those trucks loaded fast enough that some of them, that was last winter. And you'd think they'd been piling that up all summer long. If you can keep the price up there, if you don't have big supply out there. Okay, well, go forth and find salt.
All right, thank you.
A couple of quick questions before
Yes,
you
I'm
leave,
sorry,
Adam.
Carl.
Sure.
That's,
Go right ahead.
that's all right. I was just salting my lunch here and wondering what I might be able to contribute. I know you said you used about 5,500 tons last year. Was that a pretty aggressive winter, or what's kind of the norm over the last decade or so, or is there a norm?
There's not much of a normal, but that would be closer to about a 10-year average, I think, the 5,500. The previous 3 before this past winter, I think were pretty mild winters where we maybe used 4 to 4,500, but yeah,
Well,
this was definitely more than previous 3.
well, you've been at this a long time, so the question I've got is, I know prices have gone up, but have you ever seen a year where entire counties, for example, can't even get a bid?
So not through the state that I'm aware of, the state contract. We did have 1 year, 2014, I believe it was, where the county did not receive a bid for salt. And we had some on hand. We mixed it with grit, and that's the year we invested in we make our own brine at the county. And we applied brine to our grit salt mixture to kind of help use a little bit less salt in those instances. So that's what we will do this year as well, probably with having a reduced amount of salt.
Is there kind of a deadline for when this would have to be done by in order to receive any kind of salt for the upcoming winter?
I don't know for sure. I mean, I don't know that rebidding is going to be an option if we've bid once, the state's bid twice, and we haven't received any bids. So I don't know if rebidding is going to do any good. It's going to be more of see what other options or what other possibilities we have for purchasing and locating salt. So I don't know that there's any deadline other than before December.
Yeah. One of the, obviously this was an issue. There was a salt shortage over this past winter in some communities in Northeast Ohio. I saw where they restricted the hours that they would actually salt roads. Is that a possibility where you say, I think North Royalton had a time where they said, we're not going to salt between 11 and 4. We're going to do it in the morning, we're going to do it at night, but we're not going to do it during the day. Is that an option?
I'd say there's no option that's not on the table right now. Whether it be we don't salt between certain hours, or we only salt during certain types of storms. We keep, I don't think we're going to be able to salt the roads to burn all the snow and ice off. We may have to just keep wheel tracks open. That would be another possibility, but I don't know that there's a time of day or a day of the week or anything like that where we wouldn't salt, but more of a storm by storm approach.
And I'm curious, why do you think the counties that didn't get of the counties that are still left, they're contiguous: Ashland, Richland, Morrow, Knox. Any idea why that particular area? Is it a cost of them getting the salt here, or any idea why so many immediate counties have received no bids?
I get, there's doesn't appear to be any real rhyme or reason to it. So, I mean, Crawford, Huron, Wayne, those all received bids through the state contract.
Maybe they like those county engineers better.
There may be some truth to that. I don't know, but I can't, I have no idea or really any kind of reason that would be that these counties were left out when all the surrounding counties seem to receive bids through the state. So.
Have you spoken with like engineers in Ashland or Knox, whether they got local bids since they didn't get state? Did they at least get local?
I talked with Ashland and they no longer do a local bid. They participate fully on the state contract. So he's also scrambling. I have not talked with the others, but I'm not sure. I think a lot of people have moved to the state contract because it's usually a little bit cheaper. But you do have those restrictions of you have to buy a certain amount through the state contract. So if you reserve 1,000 tons, you have to purchase 800 of those tons. And some of these smaller townships and villages, they don't have the storage ability. So they like the flexibility of our contract, which is really there's no minimum. We do put a maximum on it, but we don't put a minimum purchase amount. So.
Have you heard from any municipalities, villages, or townships in the county that may have experiencing some of the same issues?
So all the villages and municipalities, except for Mansfield, take part in the county contract. So they were kind of waiting to see what we got here today. Mansfield, I believe, is out to bid for theirs right now. I don't know that they've opened their salt bid yet. And then Shelby also does a portion on the state contract and a portion on the county contract. But no, everybody doesn't have a real good answer at this point, and they're all scrambling to figure out what they're going to do for the season.
All right, that's what I had. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carl. Do you have any questions? Okay. It is 10:13. And can we get a motion to go into at 10:15 to go into executive session of county employment?
I think we need to at least wait to 10:15 to do that.
Do you wait to do that?
I go into recess.
All right, we'll go to recess for 2 minutes. is 10:16, and can I get a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of employment?
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero.
Yes.
It is 10:57. No action to be taken at this time. Can we come out of executive session? Can I ask for a motion to go back into executive session for public employee?
So moved.
Okay,
Secondly,
I'm seconding.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero.
Yes.
It is 11:22 and we are back in session. Nothing was decided. So we go to next executive session. Can I get a motion to go into executive session for disciplinary of a public employee?
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vera.
Yes.
It is 11:27. We are out of executive session and into our regular meeting, and we do have some motions. Can you give us those, Vera?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion. The first part of that motion would be to involuntarily terminate a child support employee effective July 14th. And the second would be a 1-day suspension for a third tardy violation.
I will second both of those motions.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes.
Okay. Guess we gotta wait. We're gonna just wait for a couple minutes here.
Want to recess?
Yeah.
We'll recess for 2 minutes.
Hello, Kelly.
It is 11:30. And may I get a motion to go into executive session, discipline of a public employee?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes.
We are back at 11:34. And Mr. Vero, do you have any motions after this executive session?
Yeah, I'm gonna have three motions because this is three individuals here. So the first individual, the final total will be to ask for approval of an 8-day suspension. And that will be, you ready, Stacy, for the minutes? It will be a 1-day suspension for a third unsatisfactory work performance. Then it would be a 3-day suspension for a fourth unsatisfactory work performance. They follow one another. Then it would be a 1-day suspension for an 8th unexcused absence, followed by a 3-day suspension for a 9th unexcused absence for a total of 8. I'll ask for that motion.
I will second that.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes. Next individual will also be a total of an 8-day suspension, presuming the board approves. And that would be for a 5th Group 1, number 13, for a 5-day suspension. And then a 3-day suspension for 4 points in accordance with the attendance and or tardy policy for a total of 8. I'll ask for that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes. And then the third one is a little simpler. It would be for a 1-day suspension for a third unsatisfactory work performance.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow.
Yes.
Okay. We will go into recess until 11:45, and we will talk about a generator project at Day Springs. It is 11:46. We are back in session and we are meeting to discuss spring to award or not to award a generator project. And this. Al Berger has recommended the lowest bid.
Yes. Which is Spring Electric. In the packet of papers, you have the letter from Al, who is not able to be rescheduling. He had something else going on. You have the letter from Al, and you also have the bid tab, and also another letter from the lowest bidder, making sure that he answered any of Al's questions.
Your recommendation is?
My design professional is saying that the lowest bid would be able to do the job.
And that is, again? Who's your lowest bidder?
My bad, sorry, Spring Electric.
How much?
$134,450.
Yes,
That's your recommendation?
yes.
Motion to approve?
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
yes.
Commissioner Vero.
Yes.
Anybody online? It's 11:48. Have anything else, Mr. Vera?
Busy agenda,
Pardon me?
busy agenda.
Yes. 11:48, we will adjourn.